Welcome students to the next video. In this video we will read about the remaining planets which we have not read and about the satellites also. Next planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system. The mass of Jupiter is about 318 times the mass of the Earth. Jupiter is so large that about 1300 Earths can be placed inside this giant planet. Jupiter has 50 known and 17 provisional satellites. The thick atmosphere around the Jupiter reflects most of the sunlight falling on it. Due to this, it appears to be bright. The atmosphere of Jupiter mainly consists of hydrogen and helium. The outer region is cloud-like and it consists of methane and ammonia. The next planet is Saturn. Saturn has the most visible and beautiful rings that encircle the planet. The rings are composed of ice and rock particles. It appears yellowish in color. It has 53 confirmed and 9 provisional satellites. Saturn is the least dense among all the planets. Its density is less than that of water. It can be seen with the naked eyes. Now about Uranus. Uranus also has a ring system. It has 27 natural satellites. Like Venus, Uranus also rotates from the east to the west. The most remarkable feature of Uranus is that it has highly tilted rotational axis. Its axis of rotation is inclined at 97 degrees. This means it rotates almost on its sides. The Earth with its axis at 23.5 degrees spins like a top, while Uranus rolls like a ball. It cannot be seen from Earth with the naked eyes. Now about Pluto. Pluto is also known as dwarf planet. On August 24, 2006, the International Astronomical Union gave a new definition of the term planet. According to this definition, a celestial body should meet the following conditions to be classified as a planet. It must orbit around the sun. It must have sufficient mass. It must have clear neighborhood around its orbit. Pluto could not be considered a planet because it fails to meet last condition and is now classified as dwarf planet. Pluto was discovered in 1930. The next planet is Neptune. Neptune also has a ring system. We need a telescope to see it in the night sky. Being too far away from the sun, it is very cold and it takes the maximum time to revolve around the sun. The storm occurs all the time at Neptune. It can't be seen with the naked eyes from the Earth. It has 13 known satellites and 1 provisional satellite. Now about Earth. The Earth is the only planet in the solar system on which life is known to exist. The Earth is at the right distance from the Sun, so it has some special environmental conditions like the right temperature, the presence of water, a suitable atmosphere, and a blanket of ozone. These are responsible for the existence and continuation of life on the Earth. From space, the Earth appears blue-green in color due to the reflection of light from water and landmass on its surface, as you are seeing on your screen. Moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. The axis of rotation of the Earth is not perpendicular but tilted at an axis of 23.5 degrees to the plane of its orbit. Now about some other members of the solar system. First of all, on your screen you are seeing asteroids. Asteroids are small irregular shaped heavenly bodies of rock and metals which revolve around the Sun in the gap between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. The number of asteroids between Mars and Jupiter is so large that they appear as a belt in this region. Next member of the solar family is comet. A comet is a small body of ice and dust that moves around the Sun in an elongated orbit. A comet appears generally as a bright head with a long tail. As a comet approaches the Sun, it gets heated and leaves behind a stream of hot glowing gases and dust particles. It appears as a tail of the comet. The tail of the comet always points away from the sun. On the screen you are seeing Halley's comet, which appears after every 76 years. Now about meteorites, meteors and meteorites. Meteorites are small, rocky, irregular heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun. Scientists believe that meteorites are formed during the formation of the solar system. Now, meteors. When the meteorites come very close to a planet such as Earth, the Earth's gravitation pulls them. As they enter the Earth's atmosphere, they get heated because of friction with the air and start burning and emitting light. As these burning meteorites fall towards the Earth's surface, you see them as bright streaks of light in the sky, as you are watching on your screen. So we can conclude that meteors are burning meteorites which we see as a bright streak of light which flashes for a moment across the sky. Meteors are also called shooting stars. Now about galaxies. Countless stars in the universe are not uniformly distributed in space. They are found in huge clusters. A large group of such stars and other heavenly bodies bound together by their own gravity is called a galaxy. In fact, galaxies are the building blocks of the universe. Depending on the shapes, galaxies can be spiral, elliptical or irregular. On your screen you are seeing the Milky Way galaxy. It is a spiral galaxy. The Sun is also a member of this Milky Way galaxy. Viewed from above, the stars are seen arranged in spiral arms that emerge from the nucleus of the galaxy. Now about artificial satellites. Now what are artificial satellites? I have told you that there are natural satellites also in the universe. For example, Moon. Now about artificial satellite. An artificial satellite is a human-made object that has been placed into the orbit around the Earth or some other planets to perform specific functions. Artificial satellites are launched from the Earth. First artificial satellite called Sputnik 1 was launched by the Soviet Union, the then USSR, on October 4th, 1957. India has built and launched several artificial satellites. Here on your screen you are seeing an Indian satellite which is EduSat. Some other satellites are Kalpana 1, IRS satellite series and INSAT, Indian National Satellite. On your screen you are seeing Aryabhatta, which was the first Indian artificial satellite, and it was launched on 19th April 1975. Now the uses of artificial satellite. Artificial satellites are used for forecasting weather, transmitting radio and television signals, telecommunication, remote sensing, and for collecting information about other planets and about the outer space. Artificial satellites are also used for navigation, for providing geographical location of objects on the surface of the Earth. The systems such as GPS. Here on the screen you are seeing that how we get the TV signals with the help of a satellite and how we are able to watch television at our home. So students, this is all for today and this finishes your chapter also. In the next video we will read about the last chapter, which is chapter number 18.